I use my iPad Pro mostly for productivity stuff like video editing and photo editing, animating and drawing, and much more than that, but it's usually very productivity based. One thing that I don't really do so often on my iPad is game. So with that said, I wanted to dedicate a short section and discuss just how well it's going to perform when it comes to 5 different games. In this case, Asphalt 9, Fortnite, Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, Mortal Kombat, and Minecraft. However, for the challenge, there are 2 things that immediately upset me. For one, there is a Stadia app on the iPad Pro, but you can't play Stadia games on it at all. Huge bummer. Same with Xbox Game Pass, you can't play any games on it. And you can't play games through it, and the same thing goes for GeForce Now, which is not available at all on the iPad Pro. So with that said, we're kind of just going to be a little bit limited by the apps that are going to be on the App Store, since unfortunately from my knowledge, there isn't a clean way of getting emulators down on the iPad Pro without doing some kind of hacking of the sort. So we're going to stick just with the official apps from the App Store. With that said, let's make the most out of this experience. Let's dive in. And since today we are going to do a little bit of gaming, I figured that I would pair my Xbox One S controller to use it with my iPad and playing it with whichever games end up actually supporting any controllers. And it's actually super easy to pair, and apps that do support it will recognize it right away, so that was pretty easy to deal with. With that said, let's dive in since you're going to get my live reactions. Not something I do very often. Enjoy. Okay, so first things first is that we are going to go ahead and pair the Xbox One controller to the iPad Pro and then see which ones of these games are actually going to support this controller, because I do know that some of these are going to have some controller support. So let's go ahead and see which ones those are. And then to turn on the Xbox controller, and with that said, let's dive in. Let's see what we can do to test this out. So first off, it's going to be Asphalt 9. Let's see how that runs. I've definitely heard a lot of really good things in regards to this game. I'm not really huge into racing games or anything, so I doubt that I'm going to be really all that impressed. And boom. Yo. Okay, that's probably a little bit too loud. I think half volume should do. There you go. That's how you drift. Cool, cool, cool. You know. Whoa. Okay, this is actually kind of cool. Okay. I'm actually not doing too bad, it seems. I definitely expected to do way worse just considering my luck in this type of games. What does this button do? That's just for dashing. What else does what else do other things do here? Does a Y button do? Just kind of a bit of a zoom in. Already I won in first place. Let's go into the next stage. Sure, I'll play with the red card this time. No, never mind, it's asking me to do things. I kind of just want to be able to get through this as quickly as possible. And even though I do have the controller right here, I still keep defaulting all the way back to touching. I'm just that used to it. Okay. I don't think so. I don't think you're getting... Whoa, okay. Alright, buddy. Yeah, things are starting to get a little bit more chaotic, clearly. I missed my ramp there, though. Okay, whoa. You know what? This isn't so bad. I ended up in a good spot. I thought it was gonna fall off the map. I'm not sure if that's something that they do, like in Mario Kart. My experience playing this game with the controller is pretty cool. I honestly doubt that I would have enjoyed it nearly as much as I did here had I been using just the touch controls, to be completely honest. So this is pretty cool. This actually feels really legit. Now we're going to go up to the next game, which is just going to be Fortnite. This is going to be our shooter of choice since it actually got suggested by commenter, and I would hate to ignore people's requests even though I do not like Minecraft very much. But I think it'll be worth it for the sake of the video so you guys can see what it's like, and I know for a fact that this game does have controller support too, so that ought to make things very simple. Okay, there we go. Probably start getting the glider out. Need to make sure I can find a decent spot too. lay on. I think it'll be okay if I just kind of come in here. I'll probably find some nice guns or whatever. Yeah, I'm not really seeing any weapons around. What's going on? There's this, and yeah, I pretty much just have my pickaxe. I'm just gonna jump off. Just gonna walk around. I'm pretty sure the people are just prepping to start gunning me down any second. And I haven't found any guns at all to retaliate. I know that it is pretty tough to see because in this game it's already nighttime. Looks like everybody else is on that side. So it's time for me to go after them and just shoot the crap out of them. I don't know what that is. Sorry, you can definitely tell that I'm not somebody who plays Fortnite at all. However, I do have to say that in terms of performance, this is going incredibly well. I haven't experienced any kind of stutters at all, and the visual fidelity here is, to say the least, gorgeous. Well, as gorgeous as Fortnite can look, that is. Here we go, finally. Where do you think you're going, buddy? I actually thought I was being cool and getting something done. But at least I can say that in terms of performance and just full controller support, this is really cool. And it is something that I do appreciate quite a bit. However, that is enough of Fortnite for now. You know what, let's actually go ahead and jump into Minecraft, since I think that this is the last game that I'm going to test here that actually has any kind of controller support. Let's just do play, my world, and let's see where that takes us. Okay, everything's loading up. So on the other hand here, for Minecraft, unfortunately it looks like the iPad can't crush absolutely every game it comes across, even from the App Store, because this game is going a little bit crazy. I'm even experiencing a little bit of controller drift when it comes to this. It's just kind of doing whatever it wants. That's kind of annoying. Okay, so we have the sheep here, and I definitely can't just jump over the fence. I remember that being a thing in Minecraft. Man, it's really been so long since I last played Minecraft, but before I used to play it on the 360 and even on PC at some point. And then that's just a golem that's not going to attack anybody. See how that. So now, after a little bit of refreshing, it looks like Minecraft is running much better than it did before, even though it's not perfect. Because you're still going to come across a couple of minor stutters here and there, no matter what, when it comes to this game. And it's not even running at the maximum settings that it can. So I do find that pretty interesting. Yeah, so for Minecraft, you do get full support here when it comes to the controller. And this is actually the way I would want to play moving forward, even though touch controllers aren't terrible, but having a controller at your disposal is just that much better, trust me. So we've gone ahead and tested all of the games that actually have controller support, but now we have to move on to the ones that have no controller support at all whatsoever. And for those, one of those games is going to be right here, Mortal Kombat. But it's really disappointing me here with its lack of support, so now I kind of have to hold it here just a little bit awkwardly. Man, back then I remember spending a ton of money on the microtransactions here. And unfortunately, because of them being who they are, however much I spent and all the stuff I unlocked before just kind of got erased as soon as I got a new device. Just wasn't cross-platform by any means. I have to say though that performance is very solid. Yeah, take that. Boom. Bring out the other team. I only needed one guy. I remember being pretty darn good at this game. Man, it's really been a while. What got me into this game was actually Mortal Kombat 10. I haven't played 11 quite yet, but at some point I do intend to, because I do want to continue on with the story mode. Sure, let's go ahead and upgrade that a little bit, but that's honestly okay, because all that we're doing here is just going for a demo. Let's switch over, playing as a monk now. Not my preference, but monks are actually really good in the Mortal Kombat universe. Like, they're just really skilled. That's awesome. If I had a controller, I would have been able to hit that right away, but I didn't realize how that was gonna go. There you go, some acid. So yeah, overall I have to say that performance in Mortal Kombat, absolutely fantastic. No stuttering at all, very smooth frame rate, and the visuals look really fantastic, so can't complain at all there. Now, the last game we're going to test is actually this little game right here that only plays in portrait mode. And this is going to be a Final Fantasy game. I mean, if you're watching a Tech Summit video based around game testing, then there's definitely always going to be a Final Fantasy game thrown in there. You know what, I'm actually in the mood for using my pencil, so I'm gonna do that. Oh, you actually can't do that here. Wow. Missed opportunity, but okay. Just do what I can, and there you go. Yeah, fairly simple here. So I'm really just at the beginning stages of this game. Obviously, since I always end up just having to restart it every time I test out a new device or anything like that, and then just kind of go like that. Performance is obviously going to be really smooth. This game doesn't take too much to obviously run on, considering that it is mostly pixel art, and you're going to find some pre-rendered things going on here, like the backgrounds and the ship itself, but even then, the iPad Pro can undisputably handle all of that just fine. So that's not going to be a problem at all. For this type of games, you're going to get a great, honestly, really good performance. My only complaint here is just that I wish that this game worked in landscape. It doesn't even have to support the controller, but just, you know, landscape mode would be nice. It would just make it a little bit easier to hold, in my opinion, because then I wouldn't have to hang on to the stylus on the side. It would be a lot more comfortable that way. But honestly, I do have to say that in terms of performance, when it comes to the iPad and its gaming capabilities, I was beyond surprised. Definitely beyond surprised. So, on to my conclusion. So, in conclusion, there are some games on the iPad that not only look absolutely gorgeous, but that ran so smoothly. With controller support, the experience becomes just that much better. It was awesome, and it was just really cool that it worked with Minecraft. I was actually comfortable playing Fortnite on the iPad too, which is something I was very surprised with. And performance never became an issue by any means at all. The hardware on the iPad was able to handle it just fine. And even for the apps that don't support any controller inputs, they're a little tough to play on iPad, but they're still mindless fun. I, however, do look forward to the day where Stadia and GeForce Now become available on the iPad Pro. Truly so, because that's when it'll truly turn into a monstrous gaming machine. And the iPad Pro really does have that potential. Very pleasantly surprised here. The iPad Pro definitely shattered my expectations beyond belief. And if you're interested in purchasing either the iPad Pro or an Xbox One S controller, or any of the accessories that could actually come in handy when it comes to gaming on the iPad Pro, then I will be making sure to leave affiliate links to Amazon down in the description. So if you end up using any of my links, and I do get a small commission that does help me run things just a little bit more smoothly, so I would totally appreciate it if you were to use those. And also, if you like me enough, then do make sure to follow me on Twitch, as I like to stream on the weekends, usually every Friday and Saturday, from 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern Time. And this is usually a pretty chill time. We're just going to listen to a lot of jazz music and play Final Fantasy XIV and MMOs of the like. I would love to have you down there for any kind of conversations, and well, yeah, I hope to see you over there. You can also follow me on Instagram and on Twitter if you would like to stay up to date with the Tech Summit endeavors. With that said, this has been Francisco from Tech Summit. Thank you for watching, and I'll be seeing you all later. Enjoy.